G'day YouTube! Warm welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. In today's episode, I'm going to focus on 348. It's raining outside. I don't fancy doing 308 engine work in the rain, so I'm going to stay in the dry. On top of that, I've received a lovely big box of parts from Superformance UK. That's going to enable me to do a few more jobs on the 348 today. Should have some gaskets in there. Hopefully, I've not opened the box yet. So I'm going to continue in the garage on the 348 in the dry, cleaning that engine bay, making it look pretty, and we shall see where we get to, how far I go with it. It changes all the time, but every time I change it, it's more work. So let's get in there. I'm going to get changed quickly, and then we'll get scrubbing. See you in a bit. As I said, today we're going to focus on the engine bay again. A couple of things I'm unsure about, really. As you can see on this plenum chamber, you know, paint started to chip off here as well. I really would like to respray that, but I've got two choices. Either I just take off the top cover, which is mainly what you see, or I try and take off the whole lot with these inlets as well. But that really looks like a tricky job to get to all the nuts and removing and stripping everything off, so I'm not sure. I am not sure. The other thing I need to do today, I'm going to clean off all these pipes at the back. They're all full of crap. As you can see, it started on this one here. Just remove the clamps, start cleaning that up, just get a bit more access to it. And then probably cam cover as well. I've tried a few things on these rear cooling pipes here, part of the cooling system, just to get the grime off the top. Yeah, it's really caked on there over the years, so the best thing I've found so far is this wire wool. I just give it a good old wipe over, and it just seems to just take that surface off. It's been sat on there for ages, and it doesn't seem to damage the paintwork, which is great. And it's just a little bit tricky to get to some of those bits. It's just getting into all of those areas and all the way around the pipe. Then I just get a bit of water in the spray gun, just clean off all the crap that leaves. We'll just leave that to dry, and I can see if I've actually got everything I need to get. I've made a decision to remove all the plenum chamber, the complete thing. Let's do it properly. So first things first, we are going to be obviously dealing with fuel. So turn the battery cut-off switch off in the front there. And then back here, I have loads to remove. Basically need to get right down here and remove all the nuts holding that in place. Then I need new gaskets, everything like that to refit it. But if I can remove that whole section, it will really help me get right down into all of that area and clean it up. So So I've got some of the sections here off, airbox, all the tubing, everything back here. So I'm getting to the fuel lines here. It's good, that's next to come off. This then enables me to get a bit further down and much easier access to the bolts that are holding this in place. Next I'm going to remove the clamp that holds this braided fuel line. And that just sits in there with the 10mm. Then it's this fuel which just clips in place. All the sensors there. That's good. They've got some little clips underneath. There's 4 of those. Good. We've also connected the fuel rail harness from the main wiring loom over here at the front. Both sides I've disconnected that already. So that's here. I'll also get that out and give that a good clean up when we got this plenum out of the car. Now I'm going to remove this fuel rail, just get it out of the way. There's these 2 bolts here and here, holding that onto the plenum. Then we just pull our injectors. I've already done this up and out. You can see all the injectors there. I'm going to protect all those now quickly. Back at the front of the plenum now. I'm going to start removing this 13mm nut, just a clamp that holds all these things in place, both sides. So they're all 13mm that go in here. These are the quite long ones. Really a note to myself here. 13mm. Next, I'm going to remove the 10mm nuts that hold these in place, these connectors. Then I'm going to undo the 2 blue clips right there inside the plenum. That then enables me, so this routes through here. So that's one of those out the car. Again, much easier to clean. Just trying to put it on the floor as it comes out the car, just to help me memorize where everything goes. And the video obviously helps as well. Shorter ones are for the fuel rail. Next, it's vacuum hoses off the plenum chamber at the rear. Top one is the rubber one, runs here. The braiding one with the clamp goes to the lower one, here on the left side. Okay, so our vacuums are removed from the left side rear. I'm going to have to remove this clamp holding this in place before the plenum can come off, but that's held on with all the 13mm bolts down here, so I'll leave that till I start doing that. Also need to unroot the harnesses, the 2 cables here from the rocker cover, this vacuum hose that runs to the connector here, okay, and the same on the other side. I'm going to leave all of the throttle linkage connected still until I get that out of the car. The only thing that I have removed, as you saw earlier, was the actual throttle cable. Just feeds up that way. So we're getting there. It's not bad at all so far. So I'm just removing all the 13mm bolts from the plenum. Check this out. This saves me a job, look. It just flakes off. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna just take these 2 off the rocker cover so I can get to the bolt down here by removing the harness there. So the fat one, the 10mm one, goes to the most rear of the car, 8mm closest to the cabin of the car. Okay, so that's all the bolts out. Bracket off the back there, that was quite a tricky one to get to. A vacuum off the back there. So I think it's ready to come out. I just need to unroot some of this cabling. Unroot these vacuum pipes here again from the front. They run to this down here. Okay, so we'll remove those. Then it's ready to come off, but before doing that, I'm going to give everything a vacuum. Just trying to move all the crap from in that, like, you know, this paint, everything like that. Just so nothing goes down into the holes, into the engine. Okay, just a note for myself here. Out of the middle chamber, we have the two straps that go to the rocker cover and the two connectors. Same on both sides. Okay, so that's the plenum starting to come out. There's one more connection underneath, which is this one. And that is ready to come out the car. Well, I've only got one hand, actually. I'm pretty sure I can do this with one hand. Very strong me. Let's have a look. Here we go. Voila. One plenum chamber. Cool. So there you go, plenum removed. That was actually pretty simple. Nothing like I thought it was going to be. And look at that, it exposes the whole of that engine. I can clean up all of that, all the pipework, all the connectors, all the block. Only thing I probably should have done was do the cam cover after, because you know you can just see it starting to get a bit dirty on top there. Luckily I've not done that one, that'll get done last. But yeah, super happy with that. Just knowing the right way of doing it and just taking your time, really. Over the years, you get loads of crud building up here underneath that plenum chamber. It's impossible to get to. And clean it all up. Well, that's all the loose dirt vacuumed up all around these ports here. It's just, it gets quite gunged up, so I just use a brush just to loosen everything up and at the same time vacuum it. And now, two choices. I'm going to either start with this area, start cleaning everything up bit by bit, or do the plenum chamber itself. Probably start with this. Just bits like this. Look, started rubbing this. It's like green before. Look, it's just layers of 25 years of dirt. Running out of daylight here. This LED lamp doesn't really give off enough for this kind of job. Daylight really helps me see all around that area that I need to clean up. So I'm going to leave this with a load of degreasing on overnight. This area in particular on top of the engine block is really caked with just years and years of grime. I suspect this is probably the first time it's been cleaned in 25 years, so it's hard work, but as you can see, it's starting to come up. I cleaned up all this area here. You can see that's nice and shiny. So yeah, it's worth it. It's gonna look good afterwards, and you know, it's a couple of days work. What else have we got? Let's have a look at this plenum chamber we've taken off the car. So here's our plenum chamber. As you can see, again, really makes it much more easy to get all the grime off of this. Now, I'm planning on respraying this as well. Just using this crinkle finish and a silver spray. And so I need to strip this all back and hopefully make this look good again. So this in combination with the nice shiny new red cam covers is going to look pretty awesome. Bring it back to how it should look. And then we got a few bits we've taken off the car. We've got our reservoir there, now with a new sticker, a new cap, that looks good. All of these will get cleaned up. Having them off the car just makes it so much more easy to do things like this. So yeah, that's another big job, and I'll just see how it's going to be getting the rest of that grease off the engine bay. Okay, that's it for now. I'm going to wrap this up, start putting stuff away. The plenum chamber was actually pretty easy to get off the car. Just take your time on it. Really worth it because it exposes all of those bits in that engine bay that you can't normally get to. So super happy with that. And now it's clean-up operation for the next couple of days, I think. Getting that shiny and new, sorting out the plenum chamber itself, and then putting it all back together. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Give me a thumbs up, give me a like on the video, and if you're not already a subscriber, click the subscribe button below. Ciao for now.